So today we're going to be doing a build for Moze to use the recursion. Now, normally this is not the kind of thing I like to do. I've not really been a fan of the recursion in the past, especially the way Amara uses it to just delete everything in the game without effort. But I found I put it together on Moze and I found it to be pretty fun. So I just decided to make a build around it once I got this annoying on it. I thought it would be cool. I actually enjoy it a lot more than I thought I would, and it's pretty strong. There's two versions of it. One, the main version, is for pretty much everything in the game, and then there's a tweak we do if we want to do the raid, because the main version of it takes no vampire, so it makes the Wotan fight really hard. So we respec if we want to go do the raid with it, and we go into Vampire. And I'll be posting a video as well that explains that and does a raid run. I do a raid run and kill Wotan, and I have a clip that explains the changes that we made for that. And so we use this projectile recursion. It's pretty standard gear, just anything you have that's action skill end. I like to main the corrosion damage on this. I have it on corrosion almost always. And then so we have extra cryo. I always like my rechargers, so that's what I'm using. You could use whatever shield you want, but I personally prefer rechargers. I have a couple different action skill ends that if I want to boost different damage types. And then we got the cloning maddening tracker, of course, pretty standard. It has shock damage on it, and then sometimes I'll throw that on too. Either one works. If you don't really need all the action skill ends because you can do a lot of damage using the grenade thrown one with this too. And then I got my blast master here, which I really like. I pair it with this. Both of them have grenade damage, area of effect, grenade damage, splash damage. So I really like this combination, so I use it for a lot of my builds. And then we got the splash of weapon damage with it, and redistribution, which is nice. We got 3 pull the holy pen there, and just 1 into vampire. I wish that was like 2 and 2 actually, that'd probably be better, but we take what we can get. And so that's what I use for gear. You don't have to use the exact same thing, the main thing is to have your recursion. You definitely want this anoint on it, that's going to be the best anoint to have for this. And then you want your action skill in, so that's really the only important thing there. And so for skills, what we're going to do the red tree build for this. We're going to take drowning in brass, so basically the more we kill, the stronger we get. Whenever we get a critical hit, we're going to have extra damage attached to our projectiles that ricochet. This is just going to help us keep our shields full, because what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 and then red line, and then we'll take that to move further in the tree, and that way we can take desperate measures and get some more gun damage attached to every projectile that we're ricocheting around. And then just to move further, I prefer to increase my shield capacity. You could go here or here, it doesn't really matter, either one is fine. And then we're going to take 5 in Phalanx Doctrine, and then 1 in Redistribution, or in Tenacious Defense, and that's going to give us a lot of survivability and a lot of damage. Normally when I'm doing the Slaughter Shaft, I hold about, on average, 6 to 10 stacks of Phalanx Doctrine, and so we're getting, that's like 60 to 100% gun damage right there, plus a lot of shield. And then I've gotten up to 20 stacks multiple times. Like every run, I usually hit 20 stacks in different phases, like once or twice. But usually it's about 6 to 10 throughout the whole slaughter shaft. And this, I honestly, like with the build, you don't really get your shield broken very often, so it doesn't proc that often. It's just 1 point and we're already that deep into the tree, so we're just going to take it for that extra damage in case it does happen, and the extra survivability. It pairs really nice with the recharger. And then so for bottomless mags tree, we do have a pretty small mag on this thing, and we are running a blast master. so we don't want it to have to reload, so we're gonna go and match that in order to just help that along a little bit and give us a little bit bigger mag size so that it helps us regenerate better with redistribution, which we're gonna double up on 10% of our mag there. And so that combined with we're gonna take Means of Destruction, so that should be enough to keep us from reloading. And then go ahead and take Stoke to Embers to get some more, to get our fire damage increased. We do fire damage from Fire in the Sky Den, from our critical hits, and then on our Action Scroll Anoint here, our Iron Bear Anoint, so we definitely want that to increase our fire damage by 30%. And then of course we're taking 5 out of 5 Fire in the Sky Den. This is important right here, 5 out of 5 Grizzled. What that's going to do is every time we shoot the recursion, we're getting like a bunch of kills, so it's gonna give us our action skill back a lot. You'll see, like sometimes I get it back instantly. I'll get out of Iron Bear, I'll take a shot, and boom, I'll have it right back. It's really nice. And then we're gonna take this because 3 out of 3 Means of Destruction is necessary for most builds. It's gonna give us a lot of our ammo back, and then it's also going to give us our nades back, since we will throw nades, but not really to stay alive, mostly to damage some things. I always take rocket pods pretty much for every build I do, because it's just my preferred. And so we are going to go and do a slaughter shaft run. Normally when I do a build, excuse me for the burp, sorry about that. Normally when I do a build video, I'll just explain the build during round 5 of the slaughter shaft, but what I'm going to do this time, I tried to go quick, so it's been about 6.5 minutes. I'm going to just play, I'm going to relog as soon as we get into here in order to reset, so I don't have a cooldown bug from topped off and respecking. So we're going to go ahead and relog once as soon as we get into here. Get rid of that, and then I'm just going to play until my timer here hits 20 minutes, so however far we get into it. Because the thing is, round 5 really doesn't show a lot of what goes on in the slaughter shaft, so I think the first couple rounds are actually more chaotic than round 5 is. Round 5 is usually tame and easy for the most part, so I'd rather do it this way. I can't even remember if I don't know, I didn't relog yet, it just took forever to load in. So we do want to relog in order to prevent having a bug. We're just going to take whatever modifier we roll. Hopefully it's not ×2 projectile. I don't like that one, but honestly with this build it should still be fine. And we have the last stand and we have a recharger. And we'll be killing things fast. Oh, that's pretty good. It's neutral for our damage, so that's good. Alright, we're at 8 minutes, so do about 12 minutes of run here. Switch to corrosive. Again, I like to keep on corrosive because that gives me corrosion, fire, cryo, and shock attached to every single shot I take. So it's a lot of elements. I am rendering another video right now, so it might be a little laggy, and I apologize for that. You don't want to try to aim for crits. It's definitely best if you aim for crits. I got fire dotted somehow. I was just ticking my shields down, so I'll reproc everything. Ah, nice bat, Jesus Christ. And when it gets down to the last few enemies, then it kind of slows down, so it's good to have a cleanup weapon. Like I got these Kib's Worths that I carry for cleanup, but usually, since I do have those double grenade boosts, grenade damage boosts on my passives, I just clean things up with my grenades instead. It works well for me. But if you don't have that, then just carry some strong weapons that are good for cleaning up the last couple enemies.
Just what I do.
So you get some really good shots like that that'll just nuke a bunch of tanks. Like we're up to 8 stacks of Balance Doctor now. And then sometimes it slows down a little bit. Just depends on what's there to ricochet off and how lucky you get. We killed an anointed that we didn't even know was there, so that's pretty funny. Right now there's only 3 dots on my map, so ricochet is probably not going to be that great. Oh, well. Sometimes shit like that happens. This guy teleported close, so we ended up getting a real strong ricochet there. That'll happen. It's pretty funny when it does. So that's part of why I'm going over here, to help get these things grouped up a little better, so that we can get that happen.
Step to the wrong chick.
The sniper just chunked my shield. But it doesn't matter, because look how fast we get Iron Bear back. And we didn't even get a lot of kills at once there, but we still got Iron Bear back real fast. Tinks are the slowest thing to kill with the recursion, I found. I don't know what it is, if they're dodging shots or if it's hitting their, like, they have, if you've ever done a sniper build, you'll know that Tinks have like armor around their heads, that stuff that you can see in their outfit, that is actually reduces damage. Like if you hit them and that, it barely does anything. So I think that might be part of why the recursion doesn't usually do great against them, but also they strafe around a lot too, so they might just be dodging it or something. I don't know. But I noticed that they tend to be like, they tend to take longer to kill with it for some reason. I'm not sure what just nuked me there. I think it's that turret fucking me up. What was the modifier? Fire rate. So that fire rate modifier makes Tinks dangerous. That's what that does. It doesn't really affect much of anything else, but Tinks become really dangerous with fire rate because they have machine guns and it just makes them a lot stronger. Apparently we didn't regenerate grenades with the shit during that, so hopefully that picks up. Sometimes means of destruction could be quite unreliable like that. We get assholes sitting up there, like, stuff can't ricochet off them when they're up in places like that. It's really annoying.
Wait, I lost count.
That's another thing that'll mess up your ricochet, those shield guys. Those guys with the shields. It will hit them and stop. It won't ricochet off of them. So what you want to do is throw a grenade at them in order to get them to put their shield like that, and then you can ricochet off them just fine after that. That's basically the 2 guys that'll slow you down the most is Tinks, and then those shield guys. And then obviously when there's only like 1 or 2 things left, that'll slow you down too. Most of the time we'll end up with a Tink at the end, and he'll go make a turret, and then when he's standing right next to that turret, you can just shoot it, and it'll take them both out in one shot, which is pretty nice. But, you never know what's going to avoid getting killed.
Just feeding the birds.
So you can get some really good ones like that. We got, what, 7 kills there in one shot. Sometimes it goes really well like that. It all just kind of depends on where everything is. I was trying to shoot right there and it didn't work. That was weird. funny shit like that I happen to where they just go flying. It is a shotgun. It does do that. Rip all those things. We're up to 10 stacks. So that's gonna help do damage. Even just a single target, we can do pretty good damage, but again, you can just carry a cleanup weapon for the last guy like that. Easy. This is a really easy build to play. Like, I don't think I've died at all in the slaughter shop using it.
Pick the wrong
I don't really have to try all that hard to stay alive. It's very, very easy to survive with. I mean, you're one-shotting a lot of things, so. This is the phase where I can sometimes get to 20 stacks. Like, we're at 15 right now, 16. Now, if you play that stage right, you can get 20 stacks. And it's not the only one. There's several different spots where you can get up to 20 stacks of Pounds Doctrine. Hit a barrel. Doesn't matter though because we're really tanky in this build. Barrel does not want to hit us. This guy is kind of out of the way, so it's gonna take him out with Iron Bear for the most part. Oh hey, he got a friend that jumped down right next to him and sealed his fate. Wasn't expecting that.
I'm on a freaking roll.
You're better if you can land crits, and then you get that extra fire damage. But sometimes you just ain't got that aim, you know. What else is alive? Oh, there's something over here. Of course, it's a tank. I missed some of that shots there. I should have had him taken out with that Iron Bear summon. Anyways. Again, you want to throw a nade at those guys that carry shields because it will mess up your ricochet for sure. Even if you're not targeting them directly, you still want to throw a nade at them and get them to put their shield down because once the ricochet gets to them, it won't hit them and it won't bounce off of them, so it messes everything up. That's one bad thing about. Sometimes things get thrown in corners. I've had them get thrown behind the walls. This can be kind of annoying. They go in those vents sometimes. So I'm just gonna wait for a second. Got a few more things spawn before I should take a shot. There's nothing near him, so I'm just gonna move over here where there's things to ricochet. Now we got some things over here, so we can come back to this guy. Take him out. And he's still not. I think it's sometimes when they're. I think it's because he's the raised elevation and all those guys are down there. Maybe that's why it's not doing a great job of ricocheting back to him. I don't really know, honestly. sometimes you run into that, but this shot here should do some good work if I land it. Yeah,
Get dead,
see,
scrub.
they're all on the same level. So I just took all of them out in one shot. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm
We're
back.
up to 9 stacks. We could have played that better and probably been up to like 15. But as you can tell just by watching me play, I'm not having really any stress. I'm not really getting very close to dying for the most part. Whenever there's a lot of enemies, that's when you would normally, you know, have issues staying alive, and that's when you're at your strongest. So you really don't have any stress playing the build because of that.
Get over here, dickweeds.
See, I mean, easy. We're at 20 minutes now. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna go for the whole thing, probably, and just make a little bit longer of a video. It'll be about close to a 30-minute video, I guess. Do a full slaughter shaft here. We had 8 minutes in description, so. This build is really good for farming Cistern of Slaughter. You can pretty much do every wave with one shot. It's really nice. If you want to farm Scourges or Lighters or Maggies, I definitely recommend doing this build. I used to use rocket launcher builds, which are pretty easy to use in there too, but this is actually more relaxed and easier and better. There was just nothing nearby for him to get ricocheted on, so those shots weren't doing much. Did he just shrink and dodge my shot there? We need to get our anoint going for this guy. Everything's at different levels right now, but you see what I was saying about the pink in their turret? If they're standing next to it like that, it's just gonna be one shot. We have enough shield, and then combined with the fact that it's a recharger, and then combine that with the fact that we have the last stand to where, and the tenacious defense. It's just, we're super tanky. And then we get shot like that, and we get some balance after stack. I don't think I got a stack for every kill there. That had to have been more than 5 stack or 5 kills. It's a lot, anyways. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but oh shit, I was trying to get out there and it wasn't actually pushing the button. We got Iron Bear back right away from that one shot, so that's pretty sweet. Because we got those 5 kills. Or however many we got. These guys, they're diving out of the way and dodging shit. It's really nice how fast you get your Iron Bear back, even without. So we're not even using topped off, and because since we're using Fallon's Doctrine and all that, and we are taking damage. We're not getting topped off very often. And we're still getting Iron Bear back at a rate, like as if we were getting topped off. You know, when there is enough enemies for it. Like right now there isn't, but when there's enough enemies. This guy doesn't want to die. When there's enough enemies, you get Iron Bear back as if you had topped off, even if you don't. It's like, it's really crazy. We almost got it back already. That was only like 4 or 5 kills. You definitely pretty much maintain your action skill annoyance with the frequency that you get it back for the most part. So yeah, that's basically how it always goes. You get your initial shot on the big group, which sends it down to kills the bulk of it in 1 or 2 shots, and then you just gotta clean up with nades or one shot just wiped out all those badasses. And now we just got like this guy here, which it's slower this way, but I could just whip out these and clean this guy up real quick. Well, I switched to the wrong one. I should have went this one first and then. Just clean up the last 1 or 2 guys and then. Oops, I don't know why I did that. Go ahead and go up here because there'll be more things that spawn up here. And that really doesn't get old. Oh shit, that might be an issue. What the hell was happening to that guy? This guy just doesn't really want to get screwed on. Doesn't want to take his ricochets. There's nothing up here to ricochet it with, so I'm gonna throw a couple more grenades at it and call it good. That should take, well, okay, that took him out faster than I thought it would. Everything's really spread out here. That's kind of annoying. I ripped those guys. That was awesome. Yeah, rip those guys. I gotta reload because my backpack's full. I'm not regenerating ammo anymore. That's good enough. Just had to lower my backpack a bit so that I can continue to get ammo regeneration. I'm telling you, that'll never get old.
Let's see what you got, badass.
Again, we got Iron Bear back real quick on that one. Go ahead and use Iron Bear to take out most of this team.
Feeling it. Bang.
Part of the reason I throw nades is because that's what helps us keep our magazine regenerating, since it's a small level. Just redistribution on its own doesn't do a very good job. Also, the recursion doesn't do a very good job of proccing means of destruction on its own. So we use nades in order to keep regenerating a good amount of ammo. This is taking 3 ammo per shot, so. And if we get really low on nades, because the means of destruction fails us, and we end up getting low on ammo and nades, or just nades even, then
Anybody counting?
what you want to do
Let's
there
get
is
it
hop
over
in
with.
Iron Bear and use his weapons to damage stuff, and it pretty much always gives you good means of destruction procs, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Not sure what that ricocheted off of to destroy. I did not expect that tank to die like that, honestly. We're doing like nothing to him. Come on, you two, get a little closer to each other. Get in line of sight of each other. There we go. Get the bounce going. Oh, he got another one got thrown up there.
Body count.
Guess we got hit by another barrel. I did not see a barrel in there. Iron Bear back was back well before needing it, you know. Our action skill and was not over by the time we got it back, so it's always nice.
Oh, you're getting hot. Try to keep up.
I honestly expected to get bounces off of that guy from these two, but apparently they took cover or something. I can't see anything. There we go. Pretty laggy because again I'm rendering a video. I probably shouldn't be recording while rendering, but I want to take a nap and I wanted to get this done before, so I did it at the same time. And I'm gonna go ahead and render this, and then I'm gonna take a nap while it all uploads. So that's my plan here. That's why I'm doing it this way. Just kind of waiting for a couple more things to spawn before I rock my action skill and take a good shot. I wish that guy would get off of that. Did not matter that time. I just couldn't see anything there. Did I land this shot? Apparently I did.
Right?
Telling you, that will never get old. Recursion's pretty cheesy, but watching shit explode like that is also fun. Oh shit, I thought wait. I could have swore that was Titan. What are you doing up there, buddy? Oh shit. I thought that other one was Titan. Was that just a Goliath? I wasn't really paying attention. Or did I get 2 Titans? Anyways, he dropped 3 drops. That's nice. No, I know they don't. There you go. Full run of Slaughter Shaft for this build video. I hope you enjoyed.